A chapter of Mark a day. This is chapter 2. Mark chapter 2 starts with one of my favorite verses, especially when I was in youth ministry, and I have to read it to you. It says, a few days later, when Jesus again entered Capernaum, the people heard that he had come home. They gathered in such large numbers that there was no room left, not even outside the door. Then he preached the word to them. Some men came, bringing him a paralyzed man. This is my favorite part. It says he was carried by 4 of them. Since they could not get him to Jesus because of the crowd, they made an opening in the roof above Jesus by digging through it and then lowered the paralyzed man. It says when Jesus saw their faith, he saw the faith, he saw the action behind it, and he saw that it was all of them. Like the friend's faith is what did this next thing. He said to the paralyzed man, son, your sins are forgiven. The faith that was shown through the friends. Do you understand what the Bible is trying to tell you? Like this verse is talking to you about the friends that you have in your life. It's so sad because in verse 6, you see the contrast, the immediate contrast. It says, now some teachers of the law were sitting there. That means that they were already inside. That means that while it was packed, sold out, whatever, like no one could get in, they were just sitting there. Were just in a corner, like standing up, like some people do, you know, when like churches overpacked. They had access to Jesus, the same access that could have gave them the same forgiveness and healing that these men just got. And they were just sitting there, and look what they were thinking. It says that they were thinking to themselves, why does this fellow talk like that? How could he forgive sins? Okay, like literally judging Jesus at the same time as Jesus doing something else very selfless. And it says immediately Jesus knew in his spirit that this is what they were thinking, and he said, why are you thinking these things? Why is it easier? Which is easier, to say to this paralyzed man, your sins are forgiven, or to say, get up, take your mat and walk? But then when you know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. So then he says to them, get up, take your mat and go home. And of course, getting up means that that paralyzed man was healed. So not only was his sin forgiven, but at the same time, he was healed. So were the friends. And these people that were sitting right next to them, okay, these are the teachers of the law. These are the people that's supposed to know what's up. Just like the people in your life, there are people that known you for a long time. Okay, they're supposed to know what's up. And if you can just start praying about the friends and the people in your life and learning from this and saying, look how bold Jesus was. He understood there's an urgency. And if these people wanted to hear the gospel, he was going to give it to them, and he was going to give them the blessing of whatever it was they needed. In this case, they needed healing. But if they're not, they just need to go. And so there is sometimes things that need to go in our lives, and sometimes things need to be accordingly, because we also don't know the amount of time that we have in our lives, and we need to make our relationships really good. And let me tell you that chapter 2 does have other stuff, but those were the things I wanted to focus on.